ครับ
Okay, Sensei, today we have a PhD student and also the bachelor degree student. So this is a good chance for the master bachelor degree student. But for the PhD student, I would like to invite Big ทักทายเซนเซหน่อยเป็นภาษาญี่ปุ่น
ครับเซนเซこんにちはあなたのお元気ですかสวัสดีครับ
กบใจไม่ไฟ
先生何を食べますか朝ごはんを食べましたか
もち yes of course 卵焼きをファニサイ
ครับ
Oh thank you he is a Gichon Sensei no student oh hello นิมะ
สวัสดีครับฮัลโหล
Hello, good morning, Sadikrab.
Also the Mr. Supovich also the PhD student Nima also the PhD student of energy and materials course.
Yes, sir.
So
Thank you.
The PhD student they already know everything, but I will talk.
Yes, but just try to for the good experience from the big professor from Kyoto University, big boss.
Okay, shall we start?
Okay, Sensei, thank you. Shall we start? Okay, Sensei, thank you very much for your today. And today we have Professor Hideaki Okaki from the Institute of Advanced Energy from Kyoto University. So this is a good chance for the students to know the knowledge and new knowledge from the big professor and big university in Japan. So Sensei, you have maybe 1 hour depending on your times. So thank you thank you very much again, and so please give a lecture for our students.
Okay. So again to Sadikrab, Onchuke Hideaki Okaki from the Kyoto University, Japan. Actually, now I'm in Phnom Penh, and I'm not sure that the speed of the internet connection is still sure what. If it's something break up, I will say goodbye. But anyway, so today I'll talk to the current global energy situation and the carbon neutral 2050. So the area of half, maybe some of you or as I said to you, to the PhD student already well known the contents, but if the undergraduate student or the newly come to the energy the study, maybe I hope you can get some new knowledge for them. So here is the big content of my talk. First, I will make some brief introduction of the energy system and the energy flow, and then the next section is the situation about the energy situation in the world, and then finally I will talk to the carbon neutral in 2050, where most of the country is talking about this kind of thing, right? And then here I hope that you can see the screen, and then the slide showing to the so-called energy system. So from the top side, it is said to the primary energy is something. Another one is the energy resource. like coal, gas, oil, or something that you can available. And then the middle is the second or energy carrier to say. And then the you can see in the like the gasoline or oil. Oil is the make crude oil is the process, and then you can available to gas station, and then they put into your motorcycle car. Then you can use it. So it is a kind of the medium. We call it secondary or energy carrier. And then electricity also the same. It's not directly from the primary. So we can generate electricity from oil or coal burning, and then the generate that electricity. Then you can utilize from the wall plug to your appliance. And then what I'm talking to the you use like electricity appliance, like a PC, something, or motorcycle. That is the end use equipment or the another one, the kind of energy. So normally the energy system or energy utilization is the resources, media, and then the appliance, finally, primary, secondary, final. Why this concept is the important is the, I will show you the next slide here. This is the looking to the energy flow, and as you can see, the left side is solar, nuclear, hydro, wind, geothermal, something. So this is corresponding to the previous primary energy or energy resources. So this is the available from the involved, and we do something process and then utilize the final usage, residential sector, commercial sector, industrial sector, and transportation. And then here, this energy flow is the showing to the little bit old US 2011, and then the next one is the 2024. Last year. So 10 years later, so this you can see the some different. Mostly, perhaps you notice coal 10 years before in US, rather the big lines come to here to electricity generation. But 10 years later, it is thin, a little bit thin. And then you may see the very small number. This is percentage of the utilization of primary energy into the electricity. And then the utilization is here. So I want to emphasize one thing from this figure is you notice here rejected energy. What is the rejected? Besides here is the energy service. So rejected energy is the so-called loss. So mechanical engineering student, perhaps you know, the combustion system is losing to the energy by heat. Maybe the 40%, 50% the energy will be lost as of heat. In US case, the rejected energy very huge. So what I want to say,
5 โมงครึ่งครับ ไปก็5 โมงครึ่งอะ
what
5 โม
Oh,
งครึ่ง
sorry,
เที่ยง
Sensei. Hey,
はい
ปิดไมค์ด้วย Sorry.
any problem?
About the student didn't. Okay.
If not my side, it's okay. I will.
Yes. Sorry, Sensei. So please continue.
Okay,
Sorry.
back to this slide. So now I'm talking to the rejected energy. very huge. Even in Japan, nearly 50% or 40% energy is used, not utilized. So the very important things is we have to increase the energy, so-called energy efficiency. So the limited resources we have. So it is really very important to utilize as much as possible what you can utilize. Okay, so this kind of the information you can get from the energy flow, and then I'm not sure the Thailand is issued. Perhaps I think also the countries issued to this kind of the energy flow, and then how the energy system is running in your country. You can check. Okay. So that is the very basic knowledge. So and then they are moved to the global energy situation. So this is okay. Okay, discuss. No problem. I guess so. So the first of all, the slide now I'm showing is the world population. The horizontal axis is the year, and then the population is the very monotonically to increasing. So this is the of course is the factor of what we the world is facing. Very differently, so Japan population is now decreasing. But anyway, in worldwide, the population is monotonically increasing. So this is very important. So limited resources, increasing the number of the people. So we may see very soon to some difficulty if the population is increasing more and more. Okay, so this is because we call it the coupling problem between the GDP and energy consumption. So economic development in increasing the GDP or good money, okay, you can get it. But to getting the good money, you need to use much more energy. This is coupling between the economic activities and energy consumption. And then this is much more important issue. This is per capita. So we have to multiply to the population that is the increasing very monotonically. Okay, so that's why here, this is also.
Oh, Sensei, no. Saki no slide or no Thailand. Thailand, maybe the same offer the Vietnam or Indonesia.
Something here.
Okay,
Maybe.
okay. So it means that the average in the Southeast Asian country is the same.
Yeah, of course. I'm not sure, but the separate one, like Macau, is very lower. The good money, but it's lower energy consumption.
Okay, about to 20,000 kilowatt and
yeah.
20,000.
20,000 kilowatt hour per year. Okay, so it is really now later I will talk about the coupling. We have to this graph showing to the actually the linear relation between GDP and energy consumption. But a few countries is a little bit lower or a little bit higher. So which way we have to think about or how to develop you or our society. This is the decoupling problem. ここいいですか ?OK? はい。So GDP is monotonically also or rapidly increasing upper side ups. So the energy demand is also rapidly increasing. So left side is the showing to the total energy, including fuel. And then the right side is showing to the electric power, electric consumption. So you may notice that the inclination between two, obviously, so electric consumption is much higher, rapidly increasing. So the current world is the shifting from the thermal to electricity energy generation. Okay, okay, ですか? はい。And then actually the primary energy we are now using is here. So left side you see in the green is oil. Well, almost the 1/4 is from oil, even now. And then the line is the natural gas. Right, a little bit small, but almost. If we add it to the natural gas and oil, almost half. And then the gray is showing to the coal. This is also big number, as you see. So coal, fossil fuel, coal, oil, and natural gas. These three is so-called current available fossil fuel, and then that is the dominate mostly more than 70% of energy, primary energy is from fossil fuel. Okay. And then nuclear energy, a little bit, maybe around 10% or less than 8%. And then the blue line is a hydro. And then the renewable is come up in top here. And then the right side graph, you may see clearly oil consumption, oil is decreasing rapidly. And then the natural gas is growing a little bit. So in fossil fuel, the trend is the move from the oil to natural gas, as you can see. And then coal is still up and down, but it still have some big amount. And then you may notice here to renewable. So many of the students they maybe have an interest in or they working on the renewable energy. And then in these 10 years, it is rapidly increasing. But as we notice to the right side or even the left side, the graph, it's still small number. So this is the current primary energy consumption. And then if we look into the regional consumption pattern or the energy, so-called this is energy mix. This one you see is our Asia Pacific, and then everybody noticed to the what very big amount of the coal Asia Pacific region is consumed by using to the coal. Almost 40% or nearly half. Then we use the coal, still use the coal. And then compared to the other region, this is very, very high ratio by utilizing the coal. And then of course this one almost 100% fossil fuel. Which region? So you, of course, know Middle East. And then question, or a very easy question, is why Middle East is almost 100% from oil and natural gas? Why? So many of you already know they are produce the oil and gas. So this is a very important fact that the energy have to be or should be utilized by its produce place or region. Of course, Asia Pacific region, we have so much amount of the coal. Why not utilize? This is the principle of the energy. So because one big reason is the like electricity price or petroleum oil price must be low. If the electricity price is very high, the poor person, poor people, your family cannot use the electricity or petroleum or some energy. So there are many or most of the countries subside or helping to the oil price or electricity price as lower as possible. This is principle. That's why if the material or the selling item is very cheap, the resource price should be cheap. We cannot pay for the any other additional money to transport from very far the distance to naturally. So it is better to using to the available nearby the energy resource. This is a very important point. But as you know, now the coal is the emitting the greenhouse gas, and then the worldwide consensus is okay, stop using coal. We will talk about that problem to the later. And then here is extremely see the yellow line is Asia Pacific. This is called production, very high, and then consumption is very high. So because we Asia Pacific region have the good coal from Australia, and it used to be in Thailand also having the good coal. Nowadays it is not good quality. And then even Thailand is import from the nearby countries. But anyway, this is very typical for our region. And then one of the merits, except for the greenhouse gas emission, coal have some big amount of the reserve. Maybe more than 100 years, we can avail. So even in fossil fuel, it is abundant. So coal in at least 100 years or more than 150 years for coal is existing. And then we can utilize. Okay, the next thing, the oil. So as we see, the production in our region, Asia Pacific, is not so big. The Brunei or Malaysia are and then the Myanmar or having just small amount of oil, and then mostly the main exporter or producer is Middle East, as you know. And also you may notice that North America is also the big amount of the oil producer. And then the right side is the consumption. Of course, the Asia Pacific region is consumed to the oil so much. And then the of course we don't have good amount of the resources, oil resources. So where it come from? This slide is showing to the oil trade movement to the mainly China or Japan import from Middle East mainly. And then this is the 2017, 5 years before. And then here is the update information. So the North America, as I said, is now the big producer and exporter of the oil. Here, oil, something is from the Middle East is decreasing rapidly compared to the past. Here, 5 years later, the number is very small. And then they export for the worldwide. Also, you may notice here, so Russia nowadays is very, you may have or see newspaper or the TV news, something happened in Russia, and then they are the very big energy exporter. So last year, the very big amount of the oil is exported to EU. Okay, so the one important point for we have Asia Pacific hub, but oil is very limited position, localized in Middle East or Russia or North America. This is the important point. And then also the reserve amount of oil is actually, this is very surprising. The amount of the reserve oil is increased. So the actually in my student 50 years before, it's always talk about the maybe 20 years later, 30 years later, oil will be running out. But because of thanks to the technological development, the new oil field is found, and then we can avail much amount of oil. Surprising. Yes, this is true. Okay. And also the another one big fossil fuel is the gas, as I said. So this gas is almost the same location of the oil, and then mainly from the Middle East or North America or Russia. So this is also said. So very, very huge amount of the gas is exported from Russia to Europe. Here. So gas pipeline is installed, and the huge amount of gas is now going from Russia to EU, but something happened right now. Okay, so before Russia, I just introduce you to the so-called new kind of the fossil fuel, which is now the major primary resource, especially from the North America. So because of this kind of new type, maybe you have heard to the shale oil or shale gas. That is the existing to the deep inside. And then the technology improvement, but nowadays we can avail to this kind of thing. Previously, we cannot utilize, but right now we can avail to the very big amount of the new type of the fossil fuel, so-called shale gas, shale oil. Okay, so because of this improvement or the technological improvement, the North America is now #1 oil on the gas producer. Okay, yeah. So that's why. So previously, North America is deeply dependent on the Middle East oil or fossil fuel. But nowadays, they have so that the Trump was to the Middle East, to the very unstable international relation. And then it may also happen to the current Russia-Ukraine war. But most people say unstable phenomenon. And then here, according to the situation, oil and the gas price is very high, as you know, and then the everything, the price is higher and higher because of this. Oil price is very, very high right now because the Western countries stopped to the import. Actually, Japan still import some amount of the gas, and then the EU also. Here is the gas price. So because this graph showing to the how EU depending on the Russia the gas. So here 100%, their natural gas is from the Russia, and then after the Ukraine war or the during the Ukraine war, so EU wants to stop import the gases from the Russia, but how can survive? This is a big problem. And then the EU countries have agreed to reduce the gas demand or utilize consumption 50%, just 50%. But you can imagine how large amount, 55%. How we compensate the lack of the energy. This is currently the biggest problem. How to secure your country's energy, especially in Europe, or where they deeply depend on the Russia, the resources. Okay. Here, in addition, Japan, as I said, 30% natural gas is from the Russia. So that we still purchase. Sorry for, but we have to survive. We need the natural gas. Okay. But besides, anyway, the fossil fuel causing to the another long-term problem, as you know, all of you know, in the global warming or the climate change. Here is showing to the worldwide the increasing the average temperature. Really, that to say. But of course, I have to mention about it's going up, but in the degree is 1 or 2 degrees Celsius. We are not talking about 5 or 10 degrees Celsius. So long term, it's gradually increasing. This is the so-called global warming. And then the very sudden up and down a very strong typhoon or flooding, we call it is the climate change. This perhaps this may happen by the human activities. That is IPCC the report is saying. Okay, here is the greenhouse emission. It is gradually increasing. And then this graph showing to the how coal emit the greenhouse gas emission, greenhouse gas, oil here, and then natural gas here. So that among the big three fossil fuel, coal, oil, natural gas. The natural gas is the lowest emitter of the greenhouse gas. That's why the trend is from coal or oil to natural gas. But even natural gas is emitting to the greenhouse gas. So we have to transit much more rapid from fossil fuel to another energy resource, primary energy. So here is very famous, the Paris Agreement 2015, and then okay. So many countries try to achieve or the cut the greenhouse gas emission until 2050 or 2030. Mainly, we call carbon neutral, zero emission in 2050. That is the main target of the worldwide consensus. Here, the United States, EU, Germany, UK, Japan, South Korea, and then the Thailand also announced or deployed to the carbon neutral, zero emission in 2050. China is really late. So because they are still developing supply chain. Okay. Okay. So the the potential of the replacement of the renewable fossil fuel is the nuclear power that Japan is of course we have. But after the Fukushima here, most of the nuclear power plants were shutting down. And then only now 7 nuclear power plants, which used to be at more than 30, is running. Only 7 is now operating. And then the recently Prime Minister announced or declared today more 7 will be restarted. But anyway, that has some limitation of the amount. And then many some people, including me, are pushing to much more construction of the new type of the nuclear power plant. So because nuclear power does not emit the greenhouse gas, and then the very high density energy we can utilize. So Japan is a very small country, and then it is really difficult to use it or they replace all electricity to PV or something. So the nuclear power is very important for Japan. Okay, now the trend is China is main as a developer. China and the Russia is the highest or rapid increase of the nuclear power. And then after the Fukushima, EU or Germany they are declared to stop using the nuclear power because it is very dangerous. But under the current situation, and then to meet the 2050 nuclear carbon neutral, the EU agreed to still using to the nuclear and even natural gas. But after this declaration, the Ukraine war has happened, the EU also cannot rely on the natural gas. So it is now very difficult time, especially for the EU. So we are hoping to the something from the renewables, and then many of you should expect much more from the renewable replacement from the fossil fuel to the renewable. Okay, we will see to the here is the technology, as you know, solar, wind, biomass, and geothermal, and hydro, or the ocean. Among them, the ocean is a little bit left behind for the development of the utilization. And the geothermal is very limited to the, because we need to do some hot spring. Okay, so major renewables is the maybe or solar or wind or biomass and the hydro. Okay, here this showing to the primary energy share from the renewable sources. That color is the major or already replaced. But actually, to say like here, Norway or Sweden, their renewable resource is huge hydro. Okay, and then the Thailand is around 10%, 20%. I'm not sure here, around here. So worldwide, it's still not so much amount of the renewables we using. That we always see also in the primary energy consumption or the production. Especially for the in this continent, Africa is very behind. And then this is very impressive issue. This is the annual percentage change in renewable energy generation 2024. In this a few years, Middle East installed very big amount of the PV system. Why? They have enough amount of the fossil fuel, but of course, within having the rich amount of the resources, they want to install or prepare for the next generation. Therefore, they are very much keen to install the huge amount of the PV system. And then there are the very good location for the geographic condition, very plain land, and then the very big amount of the sunshine, mostly desert. So why not using to the PV system in there? So that's why now the most highly development of in renewable energy is in Middle East. Okay. Yep. But actually, the increment or the percentage development means that if you don't have starting from 0 to 10%, this is very big change. But if you already have the 10%, 10% to 20%, it's very difficult. And then among the renewable, you may see here, the hydropower is the most dominant energy resource among much more than the wind, solar, or the other biomass. So here, this is almost the same. Hydropower is still increasing the number, and then your neighbor, Myanmar, or Laos, or still constructing the huge, big side of the hydropower system. So mainly Thai money in Laos. So the battery, the so-called the Laos is the battery of the peninsula, and then your electricity is come from the Laos. Okay. Anyway, now is the rapid increase of the solar. You may see here, or wind also. Here. So the fact is that the number one is hydro, and number two is the wind. Solar power is number. Here showing to the hydropower generation by region, and then you may notice the Asia Pacific is very big amount of the hydro producer. And then this one is showing to the wind energy. Okay. And then the Europe. Now the Asia Pacific, including the China, is the big investor here. And then the you see here, here is Belgian offshore wind turbine system. So huge amount of the wind turbine is in the sea. Okay. And then here, as I said, you wind power generation in China, and then US is the top run. And then here is for your difference. Wind potential and wind power plant are the location, or even including the planning. So of course, some parts of the Thailand, you have the good wind, but mainly to the Vietnam side, where the very good wind is still blowing, and then the several, the the huge wind turbine systems are being installed here. Here, and the very best supplied in Laos, 200 megawatt wind turbine system is now running. Here, and then the solar, very rapidly within these 10 years, huge amount of the PV system is installed, has been installed, but as I said to you, the total amount is not so much. Still not so much. And then here also China and India is number one, and then the North America also, the very big amount of the solar PV system is running now. Okay, so let's see to your region. The Thailand have some many middle scale PV farms here, and then recently the Cambodia is also keen to install the PV system, 100 megawatt, something. Okay. Yeah, and then the most important issue is the economics. So previously the PV system is very high, very expensive, but nowadays the price is down. But of course, this is because of the huge solar farm, more than 10,000 panels installed one time. The price can be very lower. If we purchase one panel, it's still very expensive. So this is as you know, in economics, if you purchase so much amount of the unit, the price unit price is lower. So the huge system is preferable to reducing the economy or the money to pay. Okay. And biofuel Of course, the Thailand is the agriculture of the country, and then the your government is very intensively to want to use the biomass. But in worldwide, it's not so highly developed, as you know. So almost 15 years before it have some boom to growing up, but it's almost saturated. So this is because the bioenergy is still expensive compared to the PV system. Okay, producing the PV panel is a little bit expensive, but there's no need to the running cost just to put to the panel. But biomass, we have to keep the put the resources and then put some energy to generate or fuel to convert in the fuel. So that's why the running cost is also very high. But anyway, technological development we need. And then the all price is going down, it seems. But still biomass is a little bit problem. So that I hope that many of you also they're working on the biogas or biomass conversion technology. We have to do much more good system to develop the good system. Okay, almost 10 minutes maybe. So finally, I'll move to the carbon neutral. And then here is the IEA energy scenario, energy output, recent one. And then here, blue line is actually the net zero to 2050. So the other is the a little bit more, and then the one. Alongside of the current technology, it may be possible here. There almost not so much the reduction of the greenhouse gas or carbon emission. And then how the inside of the scenario, net zero scenario, is here. First, reducing the energy consumption, or to say much more efficient way to utilize the energy, and then reduce the consumption. This is one big challenge. So-called decoupling, as I said. And here, okay. And then the inside the energy mixes for primary energy to achieve the net zero carbon neutral to 2050. Blue line, please see the blue line. Now the fossil fuel is around 80%, and then reduced to the less than 20%. We have to replace 60% of the fossil fuel into the other alternatives, like renewables. Here, the renewable is come to around 12 to 14% into more than 60%. That is the target value. And then the turns from thermal to electricity. Now is the ratio 20% goes to the more than 50%. This makes to the much more high efficient utilization of the electricity or the energy. Okay. Anyway, the key point is the reducing the fossil fuel utilization 80% to less than 20%, and then the increasing the renewables from the up to more than half. So how huge amount of the renewable energy we need? これは前か。Okay. I'll skip it. Very limit. This time, I will show to the how difficult, at least for mine, impression. One example is Japan. You see, right now, this amount from starting from there to zero. Huge amount of CO2 we have to reduce within 30 years. Is it possible? Very, very big challenge. Because of the target or the achieving to the 2050 carbon neutral, Japanese government announced this kind of the strategic energy plan. And then this is issued to the last year to targeting realize carbon neutrality by 2050. And then first 2030, well, within the 7 years, 8 years, the 46%, almost half, we have to reduce. Is it possible? Impossible. Very difficult. Okay. Even our government strategic energy plan said to the it's not easy. Honestly speaking, what officially announced, it's really difficult. It's not easy. To overcome challenges, all our efforts, you say, at all sectors of society, such as industry, consumers, and the government are required. So everybody has to try to reduce the energy consumption or turn to the much more good energy resource, renewable consumption. All sectors. Power sector targeting the hydrogen shift to utilize the hydrogen or the ammonia power plant, and then the carbon capture and storage, or even to say CCUS, carbon capture and utilize something, carbon recycling. This is the big target. And then non-power sector is required the decarbonized power sources, hydrogen, still talking about the hydrogen, and the synthetic methane, and then the synthetic fuels. So new types of the fuel we need. And then much more important is perhaps we think we need to not to reduce it, but the capture, so-called direct capture, direct carbon capture, the technology is most important. Otherwise, we cannot achieve the carbon neutral. Yep. So there are how much PV we need here? 260 gigawatts. This is the corresponding to the 200, more than 200 the nuclear power plants or fire plants. Is it possible? Actually, it's very, 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 very difficult. So therefore, the another method is the direct air capture or stop, do something. Activity here, activity level decline. Be much better to stop working. Just free. Do not consume energy. This is one scheme for the here this is the fourth final slide. At least 2030 we need that CCGT this combined function or nuclear definitely we need, and then renewable installation. Industry here heat pump or something, high efficiency energy conversion system. Transportation EV 90%. This is also very, very, very high target. Building insulation, the green house, green building or something to say. The agricultural sector is crop production emission and then including not eat meat. Okay, good. And then 2050, much more challenge. Mostly our government, we talk about the hydrogen utilization, but the much more big problem, how to produce the hydrogen, so-called green hydrogen. That is not from the fossil fuel base, but renewable base. This is also very huge amount of the renewable energy or electricity is required to generate hydrogen. Here, ammonia and CCUS, and then transportation of course 100% EV. Or biofuel maybe, but biofuel also the greenhouse gas. Building or the agriculture also they utilize the hydrogen. So the at least Japanese government is drawing the picture to transition from to hydrogen society. Okay, finally, I summarize my talk. Now, as you see what I said, you very big change we are facing, including the instability and stable international relations, like Russia, or anti-China, or something. Many places we saw in the conflict or the war. And then the energy system also required to transit rapid. This is the so-called very unstable phase right now. We are very sorry. I'm very sorry today. I'm really old, almost at retired age. And then we are utilize the renewable fossil fuel so much. And then the result is this kind of the unstable world. So I'm very sorry to young people. You have to do something. We will do, of course, but you are made after of the current very big challenge phase. And then also now I'm talking to not only about technology. Of course, technological improvement is very important, but of course, something society or including lifestyle, the food, including food. We have to reconstruct what it is. And then perhaps Asia Pacific region is mainly depend on the coal and the big emitter of the greenhouse gas. So we have to much more good response. We should. So again, to the young generation, explain the very critical role. And then I expect all of you can contribute to the change the world. Okay, thank you very much. So maybe if you have some question or something, please switch on your microphone. Is this clear? All of you?
Okay, Sensei, thank you very much for your very nice presentation about energy situation in the world.
Very serious.
So today we have the master course student and also PhD student. So maybe they have some question for your presentation.
Yeah, of course. If you have the question.
Okay. Please ask Professor one or two questions.
Do not hesitate. Everything okay? If I can answer. Correct.
先生どうですか Cambodia 今。
Oh, every day we have the rain.
Oh, 雨ですか
Yes.
な今回何日間
This time 9 days.
Oh,
I have
okay.
the 3 events.
Okay. Okay. Student,
And
please ask the
okay,
professor.
If you have,
Uh,
please,
uh,
please
yeah,
show
sure.
me my
Professor Agaki, thank you very much for your presentation. It was very informative. This is Nima. I'm a PhD student, and Professor Soropong is my advisor. Thank you very much for your informative presentation. Can I ask for bringing a slide 42?
42.
Yes, please.
โอเคครับโทษทีครับมันมีหลายเรื่องมีหลายประชุมก็เลยงั้นเมื่อกี้วันนี้ก็คือแจ้งให้ทราบก่อนครับว่าหลักๆก็คือเขาจะมาแน่วันที่3 ตุลาครับแล้วก็อ้อมบอกเขาก็จะมีจัดเบรกจัดอะไรมามั้งแล้วก็เดี๋ยวเรา
Who is main investor or developer?
So
What
that's
was the
my question.
what is
Like,
the question?
so this is my question. Like, more red is going to be like they're not investing that much in this area, like Middle East, right? They're not investing into their hydropower or renewable energy.
As I said, it is mostly the PV system.
Mhm.
In Saudi Arabia, 2 years before, the largest PV farm has been installed, something like that. So the more than 600 megawatt class, the huge PV farm has been installed in Middle East.
Oh, I see. Because
Not from the hydro.
mhm. I see. Because exactly you see the red country, that is Iran. I'm from Iran actually, and that was yes. So I see the changes because yes, somewhere yeah, because I know this is for sure we need technology, the young generation. And on the other hand, the politic, the main decisions that the government should make, because now I know in the Middle East somehow still they're burning oil and gas because we have a lot. So now there is no. Yes, that is a sad part. Exactly, that is a sad part. Which because of that, I'm studying this major, and now right now even this major maybe is not that much practical in Middle East, but for sure in near future, as your presentation, we need to shift on the renewable energy, right?
Yeah. Or including the nuclear.
Actually, we have a nuclear too, like, and we have one phase.
Some conflict between the US and Iran.
Yes, that's the conflict. Exactly, that's the conflict. And next year, actually, the second phase going to bring up, as they said, like, let's see, and yes, in this term, Middle East is behind the schedule, let's say, right? It's Middle East is behind the schedule of shifting to renewable energy in these matters, right? And but by the way, yeah, but the it's red, like the country is red, so I'm like, okay, I do my best.
Yeah. Because as I said, during that this time, the EU or Middle East have enough amount and very cheap the energy resource, and they utilize it for the people around there. It's very natural way, and then the very difficult such situation move to the another alternative. So they are especially for the unstable, as you know, the renewable is the characterized as the unstable power source. So the huge amount of the energy storage system we also need. This is also very, very difficult.
Yeah, exactly. It's very difficult, and sometimes it needs the high authorization decision making, right? Like the government, the really high in the structure, they need to shift some decisions to turn it to renewable energy. And actually, this is my plan to in future, or maybe in far future, like next 10, 20, because yes, now maybe it's Middle East is not rely on renewable energy that much, but for sure in next 20 or 30 years we need to, right? Because the sources are getting depleted, and the resources are about to finish, and the carbon thing. So I think, yeah, exactly. Yeah, we try.
We need the much more good technology in the near world, especially for the energy storage system. But not only for the such technological development, perhaps we need to the social change. This may be including to the governmental change. This is much more big challenge. Of course, that is the kind of the software, but the people attitude for the government style is very difficult to change.
Exactly. It's difficult, but let's taka, let's fight taka or something. Fight. You should.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Professor. Thank you very much for your
Kapun. Any other question?
Thank you very much.
So the Sorapon sensei talking somewhere. Okay, Sorapon. Or any other question? Anything okay? Do not hesitate. Don't be shy.
I see. May I have a question about the situation of Japan and their the government and the decision making, like in what level they are making this work, this turning to renewable energy work, like how are they like progressing?
Okay. Actually, of course, the government or the many researchers making some different scenarios. But this is very interesting. The statistics. This is how you think about the difficulty to carbon neutral. Overall, extremely difficult. 40%.
Oh,
highly difficult. So most of the industry or the people think about the 2050 carbon neutral is very difficult or the impossible. Especially for using the chemicals. They are used, of course, for the material they utilize from coal or the petroleum chemistry is a big industry, and then how they can change to the material.
Oh wow, exactly.
So you see, many of most of the especially for the industry people, and then the who have big influence to the government. So this you may suppose it. Maybe most of the politicians also think about it is really difficult.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Nice. I see. I see. Very difficult, like especially the chemicals. Oh my God. Very nice. Mhm.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for information. These things are making sense now for me.
Yeah, even for me, I'm not optimistic. Very pessimistic too.
Oh. But in near future, I think like in like next 50 years or something, for sure, we'll need to shift. But when I see
Yeah.
the percentage of difficulties, oh my God.
So 2100 maybe possible, but 2050 is the year. So very short time.
Mhm.
We are not ready to change. Very honest.
Yeah, because there is another vision for most of the countries, especially the Paris Agreement. Like in 2030, we need to have, or because now it's a fossil fuel here and the renewable energy, so they should somehow match. We should have the 50-50 conception of renewable energy and fossil fuels in 2030. But I think the percentage of the difficulty is extremely high. It's
2030 is the almost there. Very difficult. Of course, Japanese target of the reduction of the greenhouse gas is the 46%, or the, if possible, 50%. The many of countries or governments they talk about the 20, 30, 50% reduction.
oh, 50%. Oh. Oh.
Of course, but there's no concrete method to achieve 20, 50%, 20, 30.
Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah.
Hope to have.
You can discover the good way. Very nice. You can save the world.
we are trivial, but we just try. We just try to. Yes, or leave our mark and have our mark in humanity, the humanity story. Very nice, very nice. Thank you very much, Professor. Thank you very much for your informative presentation. It really gave me the nice insight, nice perspective of the future. We should work harder. Thank you very much.
At least
Thank you very much.
technological development we have to introduce.
In
Okay,
terms of
thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kap. Thank you very much.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Yep.
I'm Bulit from mechanical engineering, sir.
Oh, yeah.
I have a question, sir. Please go back to slide number 60, sir. 60 regarding the carbon neutral. Yeah. 60. 60.
Near?
No, 60.
50.
Yeah, 60.
60. Sorry.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
My question is, what do you mean by minus 100% change? I mean,
the compared to the 2012 is this is the scale is the normalized CO2 emission amount of the CO2 emission 2012 is the unit normalized to there, and then from here 2050 we have to reduce 100% if we talking about the carbon 100% neutral.
So you mean only CO2 emission, not the hydrocarbon utilization? I mean,
So this is so-called carbon neutral, including the another the greenhouse gas, methane or some other gases. So
You
they
mean
are
CO2 emission.
so-called the carbon emission. We utilize that word, but much more precisely to say not only for the carbon dioxide, but also another of the much huge effect on the climate change, like a methane or something. That amount is also included. And then they are talking for in terms of the carbon neutrality is the 100% reduction of the greenhouse gas emission.
Okay, so
Is
you
this
have
correct?
yeah. I'm quite more clear about your presentation. So the plantation, I mean, for tree is important, right? For this, yes.
Of course. And then the reduction is not simply to say stop emission, but of course including to the sink or absorption in the forest or the sea. The greenhouse emission for the carbon dioxide can be absorbed by the plant or forest or the seawater. So including that kind of the so-called sink. So the some part we can still have some rule, some amount we can emit greenhouse gas emission because of the absorption, the mechanism is working. And then today I'm talking to the much more advanced the technology to utilize the carbon dioxide as into the atmosphere to utilize as the carbon resource, capture and utilize. That is the twice the big meaning for the chemical material from the carbon, the carbon material from the air, carbon dioxide. We can reduce to the utilize of the petroleum, or to directly reduce or absorb the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Okay, that is the negative part for the
Yes,
absorption, direct absorption, or the direct utilize of the carbon dioxide.
Yes, yes. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank
Okay, ครับ Okay. なんか空っぽそらぽん先生。
Okay, Sensei. ごめんなさい。ちょっと他のミーティング。ごめんなさい。So, any question? Maybe this is the time for you for lunch. So today, I would like to say thank you very much for the big professor, Professor Okaki. Long time, very long time, already 20 years, right? That you give lecture and give knowledge, and also we send students to your lab. นี่มาหรือนักศึกษาท่านอื่นครับมีก็เผื่อจะได้มีโอกาสไป lab ของเซนเซเนาะครับผมไป short term for example like young students that we send about one month or 2 months or 3 months, right?
Yeah. Short term internship or to say collaborate work, the research, we are very welcome to the international students.
Yes. Okay. So today, thank you very much again, Sensei, and hope you have a good time in Cambodia. Your third home. Japan is the first home. That Thailand is the second home, and Cambodia is the third home for you. Angkor beer. Okay, Sensei, thank you very much. ขอบคุณนักศึกษา
Okay,
ขอบคุณทุกท่าน
ขอบคุณ
อาจารย์และนักวิจัยทุกท่านด้วยครับผมครับผม
Thank you very much.
ครับ
ครับ Johnny, bye bye.
Hmm.
切ってるのかな Okay. So see you.